Hi there! Welcome to Live with the Paper Pixie. I'm Julie DiMatteo, the Paper Pixie, coming to you live from Alpharetta, Georgia. Tonight is Wednesday, March 29th, and this is episode 276. Tonight's going to be a little bit of a different episode. I'm going to do an Ask Me Anything tonight. So as you guys think of questions to ask me, I'm going to talk through a couple of the exciting things that happened today. I've had a crazy busy week working on things for my dad's estate. Today was a crazy busy day as well. So I thought tonight I still wanted to come on live and be with you all. But why don't you ask me anything? It can be anything paper craft related, personal, you name it. Ask me anything. I'm going to share with you some of the new exciting color refresh changes and then a couple of sneak peeks of what is retiring. I just right before I went live tonight, I marked up my catalog, so I'm going to do a quick flip through for you. We'll do those things first, and then I'll stay on to answer your questions. Just hang and chat out with you. Hang out and chat with you tonight. Can you tell I've been talking today? Hope you guys are having a wonderful week. Thanks for those of you that have joined me live, and hello to my replay warriors. Brian, are you ready for your cameo? Ryan is watching for your questions, my husband. If you do have a question tonight, go ahead and put a Q : in front of it for me. I should have told you that before I told you to ask questions, but I'll keep an eye out for questions. Brian's doing the same. And a quick blurb here. When you shop with me, you earn Pixie Perks on orders of $25 or more with me, which you can save as loyalty points to redeem for a free stamp set or a free stamp and die bundle if you earn a couple of rewards. And let's see, what else do I have? The online only exclusives are available. The easiest way to get to those is to go to thepaperpixie.com/online only. I don't think I have it set up for me to scroll, but that's what that page looks like. These are products that are not available in any catalog, though you can just see them online. So lots of great products there. There's a few things that are sold out at the moment, but they will be back in stock. The Irresistible Blooms bundle, I believe, is one of them, and I think that's scheduled to be back in stock the last I checked, the week of April 17th. The 2 circle punches were out of stock for a little bit, but they're back the last I checked. I just put my own order in for those, I think on Friday. So check out the online exclusives. I don't have any show and tell for you today. The kids, I don't know, they're going to be on spring break next week. Maybe I'll get them to do some craft projects or something to show you next week. Although next week I believe I'm going to have a, you can see my hands while I'm talking. I'm going to have a sympathy card parade. You guys have sent me beautiful sympathy cards, and I even have more to pick up from my mailbox. I've seen that many of you have sent them, so thank you so very much. I'm first going to start by showing you the colors that are retiring. So if any of these are your favorites, shout them out in the comments. We're going to start sort of in my rainbow order, but then in the end is going to be the outgoing in colors. But first is going to be Mary Merlot. There are 11 colors that are retiring. Next is Blushing Bride, Mango Melody, So Saffron. I'm doing these, hopefully I'm going to get them all right. Pear Pizzazz, Mint Macaron. I know you all are going to be sad about this one. Bermuda Bay, Pacific Point, Rich Razzleberry. Always hard for me to see purples go. And Soft Suede. And the 11th is Sahara Sand. So let me repeat those. These are the ones that are retiring. So if any of these are your favorites, I recommend that you order those products sooner than later because these are going to sell out really quickly. The announcement just happened today. So Mary Merlot, Blushing Bride, Mango Melody, So Saffron, Pear Pizzazz, Mint Macaron, Bermuda Bay, Pacific Point, Rich Razzleberry, Soft Suede, and Sahara Sand. And I can hear my dad laughing at me with all the alliteration. He always loved the alliteration. Then we've got, let me push these up and out of the way. You're only going to see 4 of the outgoing 2021 to 2023 in colors because one of them is coming back to our core colors. So we've got polished pink. This will be retiring. Pale papaya, evening evergreen, and soft succulent. So the one that is missing is fresh freesia, which I'm so excited about. It's coming back into the core color families. So those are, 15 colors that are outgoing. We have 11 plus 5, 16 color. Is the math right on that? I'm not sure. We've got 16 colors coming back. So these 11 colors are being replaced. And then we're going to get 5 new in colors. Now, I do not have swatches of those colors, although I don't have some of them made. I have a couple of the cardstock left, but let me go ahead and tell you the returning colors. I'm just going to tell you on camera. Lemon Lime Twist, Berry Burst. Those are some returning in colors. Misty Moonlight, which I'm super excited about. Pretty Peacock, which we knew about from the Irresistible Blooms suite. Blueberry Bushel, Lost Lagoon, and Fresh Freesia. Okay, so those are returning colors coming to the core color families. And then we've got 4 brand new colors coming to the core families. That is Azure Afternoon, Pecan or Pecan, however you pronounce that, Pecan Pie. I say pecan, Lemon Lolly, and Bubble Bath. So they're beautiful. I don't have colors to show you, but I will definitely be sharing that with you in the next coming days for sure. So the 5 new in colors that are coming are beautiful as well. Copper Clay, Wild Wheat, Boho Blue, which we knew about from the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine during Celebration, Moody Mauve, and Pebbled Path. So those are some exciting things coming. Again, these colors are outgoing, so order those products sooner than later before they're gone. Let's see, get these stacked up. And then I'm going to quickly flip through catalogs and just point out a couple of things. I believe from the annual catalog, there's like 288 products that are discounted. More than that are retiring as well, but the discounts are going to be up to 60%. So let me bring catalogs out. We will start with the mini catalog, and I'm not going to do a full detailed flip through here, but just want to point out a few things. A couple of dates to keep in mind. So today, the last chance lists were announced. I will be doing a detailed blog post with links to sort of my edited version of the last chance lists and a couple of call outs. In most cases, it will be cheaper to purchase products unbundled if they're currently in a bundle just because of the discounts. So I'll try to make call outs for that as well. Now the discount prices will not go into effect until Tuesday, April 4th. You'll have a decision to make. Some of these products might be so popular that they'll sell out before the discounted price is reflected. But I just want you to keep that in mind. Some of these discounts are so amazing. Some of them I would risk and wait until Tuesday because if they're 60% off, I mean, goodness. So I'm just going to do a quick flip through, answer a couple of questions or clarify a few things. Obviously, any suites will fully retire. The suites do not carry over to the new catalog. And in a lot of cases, bundle products are carrying over, but the bundle price will not. So a perfect example of that would be the Country Bouquet bundle. The punch and the stamp set are carrying over, but you'll only be able to grab the bundle pricing before the mini catalog retires. So almost always designer series paper retires, so I've made note of those. And this is just one of the things that I like to do with the catalog is just flip through, make my notes. Same thing with the Love for You bundle. That is only the bundle pricing going away. So again, I'm going to do some quick flips. I'm trying to identify discounts as well. So embellishments, dies, ribbons, those are all, a lot of them deeply discounted, which is amazing. I'm excited about that. So on April 4th, you're going to be able to snag a lot of products at a discount. So the fine shimmer paper, for example, that's 20% off. I know the spread is wide because this is in landscape here. Again, both the two-tone Flora and the Something Fancy, all of these products are carrying over, but the bundle pricing is not, okay? Let's see. Now, we had 4, I believe, bundles or stamp sets in the catalog that were sold in both cling and photopolymer. You guys, with your purchases, made it very clear that photopolymer is the clear winner. I shouldn't have said clear winner because, well, yeah, anyways, the clear winner. Not the cling winner, the clear winner. So, like, for example, lighting the way is carrying over, but only in photopolymer. So you won't have both the cling and photopolymer to choose from. So the bundle pricing goes away and the cling stamp goes away. Let's see. Now here's an example where you definitely would want to purchase the dies and the stamp set separately. You'll get 10% off the cling set because that's the one that's retiring, and 40% off the dies. So all of these, I will say it's going to be easier to shop in the online store than trying to do what I've done with a bunch of notes. So that'll be my best tip for you. So again, Seaside Bay is carrying over, not bundled. Nested Friends. So Queen Bee dies. I put a little note here. I believe the $1 million stamp sets that we won't see in the upcoming annual catalog are going to be still available, but online only. I put that little note there because I'm not positive on that. Everything I share today is subject to change. Again, I've just kind of digested everything very quickly today. We found out, I think it was 3 p.m. Eastern time. So I believe Queen Bee stamp set will be available online only, but the dies are retiring and they're going to be 60% off starting April 4th. Those are going to go really fast because they're 60% off. Another example, Silly Goose, we get to keep, but only the photopolymer, the cling, is retiring. All right, let's flip. Look, 60% off background stamp set. Let's see. The adhesive backed Milky Dots, this is just a quick note. Those are discontinued at this point. They sold completely out, so you won't even be able to get those obviously they're gone for good at this point. So both of these bundles, Petal Park and Sentimental Park, are carrying over, just not as a bundle. 60% off the On the Farm dies, which is a great discount. Same thing with Around the Bend. Photopolymer is staying, but the cling is retiring. 60% off Marigold Moments dies, 60% off the Marigold Moments stamp set. That's a steal if you haven't already added that. And 60% off Conversation Bubbles, 20% off the dies. So great discounts. We all are sad about the Lucky Clover Punch. That's not even available any longer, sad. All right, quick flip through again. We'll be here all night if I go through all the details. But just to kind of give you an idea, we've got Taco Fiestas carrying over, the Sweet Citrus bundles carrying over, Rain or Shine, that is carrying over, again, not as a bundle. Same thing here, Happy Labels, all of that's carrying over except for the cling version, so it's photopolymer. And we get to see the Easter Bunny Punch and Easter Bunny stamp set. We were wondering about that because it is coming back in stock the week of May 15th, I believe was the date, so that will be in the annual catalog, which is what we were all hoping for. Let's see, 40% off the stamp set. I love seeing stamp sets discounted. We haven't seen that for a long time until recently. 60% off, so Ginkgo Branch. If you're making any notes, things like Marigold Moments and Ginkgo Branch, you can get both the stamp and the dies 60% off. Enjoy the Journey. Beautiful Thistle, any of you who are Scottish or have a Scottish heritage, 60% off each of those. Might make you do a double check there. Same thing with Brushed Bouquet, again, both 60% off, April 4th. Let's see, 50% off Picturesque, which is actually a beautiful stamp set, but I actually haven't played with that one yet. Framed Florets, the dies, which are gorgeous. Those are going to be 60% off if you didn't snag those before. Another one, Warm Welcome. I believe this stamp set is carrying over, but only will be available online only. It's not in the annual catalog, but it wasn't identified as retiring. And since it's $1 million, I think that's carrying over. Again, I'm doing a real big, quick flip through. On the Ocean is carrying over, both the stamp and dies. And then, let's see what notes I made here towards the back. How's that for a quick flip through? Oh, you know what I was going to show you? I don't know if I brought this up when we see if I can remember where that stamp set is. Towards the back. There's one that uses my font that I noticed on the screen. So if you look in the lower right here where it says the Paper Pixie, that's the same font as this stamp set. Happy birthday. I love that. Great minds, right? All right. And then just a reminder that anything host related that you can purchase with Stampin' Rewards, those things retire as well. So this mega pack of paper and the At the Pond. So that's the mini catalog. How we doing? Good? Okay, let's do a quick flip through with the annual catalog. And then we'll jump into your questions. I did have a piece of 6x6 paper put off to the side. I may do a quick and easy project. No stamping or anything, but I had a project in mind. It just didn't happen tonight. So, annual catalog. Sometimes it's harder to see annual catalog products retire because we've been with them for so long. We get attached to them. At least I feel that way. Cup of Tea, or the whole tea boutique, that is retiring. We'll see Sending Smiles and Pansy Patch and their coordinating dies. Those are carrying over. Same with Bottled Happiness. Let's see. Sweetest Cherries is carrying over, not the bundle, but the stamp and the punch. We are retiring Nothing's Better Than. That was a great pair of products there. Friends Are Like Seashells is retiring. Paradise Palms. I'm not sure if you can see, but I've got these little circled R's. The Lovely in Linen Designer Series paper, that's going to be 60% off. That's a beautiful paper. Just the stamp set is retiring. We get to keep the Lasting Label Punch, which I'm excited about. That's a pretty punch. Go To Greetings sticks around. Flowering Tulips and the coordinating dies, those will retire. Let's see. Painted Poppies and Peaceful Moments. We've had those for a long time, but they're going this time. They're retiring. Get to keep Hello Ladybug and Sweet Songbirds. 60% off of Simply Succulents, and I think there's a discount on the dies as well. 30% off of Framed Occasions. Let's see. Cheerful Basket, that's retiring. That's the one that's got this cute set of Stampin' Up! Products. Love the apples and the hearts. I love this Inspired by You sentiment. That's one of my favorites. And yes, so I think there was a question that scrolled through, but Celebrate Sunflowers, that is retiring as well. So is all of Butterfly Kisses. The resin shapes are 50% off. The Designer Series paper will be 20% off, again, starting April 4th. And that should be at midnight. So 12 a.m. Mountain Time that those discounts should be reflected. Charming Sentiments, that's carrying over, just the bundle pricing is going away. Art Gallery, 60% off. Let's see, 20% off of Trimming the Tree. If there's a discount, obviously the product is retiring. We're going to retire both of these Christmas sets. We are keeping the Cracker and Treat box dies. I remember seeing that. Happy Forest Friends. So the Twill Ribbon Combo Pack, that's 60% off. Wait till you see the discounts on the ribbons and embellishments. They're awesome. Great time to stock up for sure. Again, wherever you see the R's, those are retiring. I know I'm moving quickly, but this is just really to give you an idea. Because I know inquiring minds want to know. 20% off of One Happy Family. 60% off this Birthday Piggy, which is adorable. Abigail Rose, we've got 10% off of the Designer Series paper. 50% off of the Natural Finish ribbon. That's the one that they've shown here that they've stamped on. Very cool ribbon. And colored here with Stampin' Blends. All of Potted Geraniums is retiring. Eden's Garden as well. That's 60% off. 40% off of Big Hooray. That is a fun stamp set there. Excuse me. 40% off Reasons to Smile. These are great stamp sets as well. Wash and Beauty is all retiring. 10% off of the Designer Series paper. Let's see. Nature's Harvest, that's retiring, as well as Through It Together. Fish and a Wish. Olive Branch stamp set, that'll be 20% off. We're keeping Hope and a Prayer, or Hope and Prayer. 60% off of Amazing Silhouettes. Again, these floral sets are going. Flowers of Friendship and Forever Fern. Honeybee Home is retiring. Blessings of Home is retiring as well, so 60% off the stamp set there. Let's see. All three of these guys are retiring. He's the Man, or He's All That. These products are carrying over, just the bundle pricing is going away. Obviously the designer series paper is going. I think we're keeping the rustic metallic adhesive back dots. With the Let's Set Sail bundle, we're keeping the punch, but retiring the stamp set. I love this one. Wildlife Wonder, that's carrying over. Great masculine set. And one of my favorite sentiments, A Note of Thanks. I love the fonts there. Let's see. Whiskey Business and Tech Support are retiring. The Brewed For You products are carrying over, just not bundled. 60% off of Better Days. This is a beautiful stamp set to do some paper piecing. Bundle pricing only is retiring on Grassy Grove, but those products carry over. Let's see. And if you got questions about the products as well, feel free to ask those. Again, ask me anything tonight, okay? Hair and Habitat, that's retiring. Treasured Kindness. The Sun Prince Suite, again, all the suites are retiring, but some products are carrying over. So Nature's Prints and the Natural Prints dies, those are carrying over. I love, this is one of my favorite dies here because it's got that indentation or embossing around the edge. It's just a beautiful die for sentiments. Wisteria Wishes, that bundle is retiring and the products within it. Lovely Layers Vellum is retiring, but the Botanical Layers stamp set itself is carrying over. All three of these reversibles are retiring. Waterfall Canyon, Mountain Air, Jar of Flowers. Garden Birdhouses is retiring. Ranunculus Romance. I love saying ranunculus. It's like redonkulous. Texture Chic, we're keeping the stamp set and the dies. The designer series paper is retiring. Lighthouse Point, that bundle and products are retiring. Waves of Inspiration, we get to keep the stamp set and the dies, but the bundle price is going away. Shaded Summer and Watercolor Shapes are retiring. Pretty Birds. I know this feels like a lot, but what it means is we have a lot of amazing new products, which I am thrilled about. I've only gone through the catalog once. As demonstrators, we got to see it today. So if you can't wait until, what is it, May 4th, I think it is, to see the catalog, you can always join Stampin' Up! And you'll get that behind the scenes access to see the catalog now. Beauty of Friendship's retiring in Dragonfly Garden, which also means I believe the Dragonfly Punch is going, but I'm not positive. Don't quote me on that till we get to that page. Wildflower Path is retiring. I love Eclectic Garden. It hasn't gotten enough love, I don't think, but 60% off. I don't know, I just love the sentiments. Sending Bright Wishes for a Happy Day. I love that one, and the way that Thanks So Much is curved. So you can snag that at 60% off. Hand-penned Petals is retiring. Hues of Happiness and Happiness Abounds is retiring. Let's see, Willow Tree, Hydrangea Haven, those are retiring as well. Let's see, I incorrectly wrote this was discounted, but Graceful Tiles is retiring, not discounted. 60% off of Hello Beautiful. Love that stamp set as well. 30% off Uniquely Artistic. We get to keep Alphabest and the Alphabest, or the Best Label Punch, just not at the bundled price. So again, if you have those products on your wish list, it might make sense to purchase with the 10% discount now before that 10% discount goes away on May 4th. So we are saying goodbye to Butterfly Brilliance, Pretty Medallion, Knit Together, and Stacked Stone, Bouquet of Thanks, Tropical Hideaway, Dry Brush, and Daisy Garden. Those background stamp sets are retiring. Heavenly Hollyhocks, that's retiring. Limited Edition, which is our current Angel Policy stamp set, that's also retiring, but there is a new Angel Policy stamp set coming in the annual catalog, and it's adorable. Now we're moving into colors, so this will look somewhat shocking, but hopefully not, because I already told you what was going away. But I put just basically an R on the colors that are going away, so you can kind of see out of the color families. So we've got the 4 from the 2021 to 2023 in colors that are retiring, and obviously all the products underneath that. From the brights, we're saying goodbye to Mango Melody, Bermuda Bay, and Pacific Point. From the neutrals, Mary Merlot, Soft Suede, Sahara Sand, and don't you worry, we are getting some incredible new colors that are gonna fill the spaces here. Rich Razzleberry, Blushing Bride. Well, Rich Razzleberry from the Regals, and then from the Subtles, Blushing Bride, So Saffron, Pear Pizzazz, and Mint Macaron. The Stampin' Write markers are getting an update. So you'll see that the Stampin' Write marker for Basic Black is retiring, and that's just because it's being reconfigured. It's a new, they've been updated. So they still have the brush tip, but then instead of the pen tip, it's a felt tip. And from what we understand, it's going to be a beautiful, it's going to work really, really well. I know, at least I've always had trouble with the pen tip and having good ink flow with it, so I'm excited for the new reconfiguration. All right, lots of R's here, but essentially that's because all of these are color collections, so they're all getting basically reconfigured. We'll still have the products available, they'll just be the new color family collections. So all of those numbers are retiring as they are, but they will come back with the updated color families, okay? Again, Many Marvelous Markers is retiring. That's because the Stampin' Write markers are getting a facelift. And same thing, we will have soft pastels, but they will have updated colors. So in here, they've got Mango Melody, so they had to change out a couple of colors in there. Same thing with Assortment 1 of the watercolor pencils. We're just gonna get a refresh, including some new colors, okay? No adhesives, we're keeping all of them, not having to say goodbye to any of those, which is fantastic. And these tools as well are sticking around. I don't have any R's on this page. All right, Paper Perfection. Again, I'll go through this really quickly, but all of the Designer Series paper goes bye-bye with the new catalog. So, including the color families, we will see new ones with the updated color families, and obviously the host paper as well. Memories and More cards, a card pack, and cards and envelopes, those are retiring as well. I understand the Basic Black album is carrying over, but it's being reconfigured, I think. I'm not sure what the difference is. T-Boutique cards and envelopes, these were adorable. I got to put these together quite a bit for my In Color Club. Those are going to be 60% off, so $4, right? 60% off of 10 is 4, right? Math is hard tonight. 10% off the Slimline envelopes. Those will be retiring. I have question marks here because I don't know what's happening to the silver foil. I didn't see it in the new catalog, and I didn't see it on the retiring list, so this may or may not be going. But we will be saying goodbye to the 2022 to 2024 Glimmer paper at 60% off. 50% off the brush stroke. So these specialty papers you can snag for great discounts. The Gold and Rose Gold specialty metallic specialty paper is beautiful on projects, 30% off of that. See what I mean about these embellishments and things? 40% off the brushed metallic cardstock, 50% off the vellum layering designs, 20% off pearlescent, 20% off the craft 6x6, and 50% off the linen specialty paper, and 50% off of that lovely layers vellum, okay? A couple of packaging ideas here that are deeply discounted. Scalloped craft treat boxes, steel at 60% off. Again, that's $4 for, I wrote over it, I don't know how many boxes. My Sharpie went right over that. Craft gift boxes, 30% off, 20% off the embossed treat bags, 50% off the Delicate Details treat boxes. So I'm not going to go into all the details of the embellishments, but you can see like these are 50% off, which is incredible. There is one that I'm sad about, and I need to like double check it to make sure I actually saw it. But the Pearl Basic Jewels are retiring at 50% off. Those are going to disappear, just so you know. Those are a staple, the Pearl Basic Jewels. So 50% off of those. But look at these discounts. 60% off the Elegant Faceted Gems. We're looking at lots of fantastic deep discounts here for embellishments. Yes, Rustic Metallic. Those are carrying over. There's an ant crawling on my workspace here. Again, 40% off, 50% off, 60% off. So keep an eye on those embellishments. Those will go quickly at those prices. Ribbons, another one. So most of the ribbons on here are retiring, again, up to 60% off. We are going to be keeping the Simply Elegant trim, which is great. That's a staple. Linen thread as well. I put a question mark here because, again, I couldn't find the white glittered organdy ribbon on either list. I didn't see it in the catalog. I didn't see it on the list, so I'm not sure the fate of the white glittered organdy. But again, great discounts. We are keeping the metallic woven ribbon for the current in colors, the 2022 to 2024 in colors. Those are carrying over, as well as the Baker's Twine pack and the Baker's Twine Essentials pack. Okay, but 60% off of these outgoing in colors, even the Fresh Freesia, because that color is carrying over, but the Fresh Freesia open weave ribbon is retiring. So that is a great ribbon to stock up on because you'll be able to use it with updated products because we're keeping Fresh Freesia. And yes, the Stamparatus is retiring. So 50% off the magnets and 50% off the deluxe foam mat if you haven't already added that to your Stamparatus. So we are saying goodbye to the Stamparatus. All right. Handy helpers, those are all sticking around. Just going to quickly go to the punches here. Lovely Labels Pick a Punch, that's 40% off. Again, just a reminder, if you're just joining, these discounts will reflect on April 4th. 40% off Medium Daisy, 50% off the Heart Punch Pack. I mean, these discounts are awesome on the punches. 40% off the Postage Stamp Punch, Label Me Fancy, Flowers and Leaves, 30% off Label Me Lovely, 20% off of Starlit. I love punches, so I love seeing these discounts. We've got 50% off the Jar Punch, the Essential Tag Punch, the Whale Punch, and the Tulip Builder punches, and 40% off Evergreen Border and the Deer Builder. Isn't that awesome? Love these discounts. Let's see. There are going to be some new attachments for the Take Your Pick tool, which I'm excited to try out. These sort of fun bundles with the... Were these all with the mini machine? Oh, and one was with the regular size machine. Those are retiring as well. Not the machines, but these fun bundles that they put together. So those bundles will go away. And then marking some notes on dies. Again, notes, these dies have incredible discounts as well. 50% off Build a Butterfly, 60% off Flowers of Home, 30% Full Basket, 30% Cottage Flowers, 50% off Teacup, 60% off Elephant, and I think no matter what, purchasing the individual products is going to be cheaper. Happy Forest, Blossoming Happiness, and Layering Hollyhocks, all 60% off the dies. Honeybee Blooms, 60% off. Lighthouse, 50% off. Harvest and Geraniums, those are 60% off. These are awesome. 60% off of Birdhouse and Organic Beauty, 20% off Wisteria, and then no discount on Willow. Okay. Now we've got sort of standalone dies that weren't part of bundles, but again, you're seeing these 60% off discounts. So Amazing Thanks, Artisan Editions, and Brilliant Wings, which is awesome. The stamp set as well is retiring. That was in the background stamps. So 60% off those three. Beautiful Shapes, 20% off, and the coordinating stamp set, Hello Beautiful, if I remember, that was 60% off. To get a really great deal with those two together. Let's see. Daffodil, Delicate Edges, Brushed Shapes. Almost this whole page. I think just Give It a Whirl is staying. Eden, Enchanting Details, Fabulous Frames, Fancy Frames, Floral Gallery, Forever Flourishing, Hydrangea. I feel like I'm exercising my words tonight. We are saying goodbye to Layering Circles and Stitched Rectangles, so some staples there. Layering Diorama, Love You More Than, Majestic Mountain. Got question marks here because, again, I couldn't find mini pocket envelope dies anywhere, so I'm not sure the fate of them. I will find out from demonstrator support. Painted Labels and Palms. This whole page is going away, but look at all these 60% off. Love those. Pretty Pillow Box. Now, if you remember, I did a live stream back in the fall with a whole bunch of projects using that. So if you haven't added Pretty Pillow Box, you can snag them April 4th at 40% off. Let's see. Rugged Icons, Seaside Seashells, Sequins, Stitched Greenery, Seasonal Labels, Split Cards, Stitched Rectangles. Those are 30% off, so that's a staple and it's discounted. Great deal there. Summer Shadows, Sunflowers, Twigs and Sprigs, that is an embossing folder and die, one of those hybrid. And then Tulips. But we're keeping tailor-made tags, Stitched with Whimsy, Stylish Shapes. Scallop Contours is staying. I'll flip back just to share a couple of the other staples here. The Meadow dies are staying. Deckled Rectangles, Cracker and Treat. So some great stuff still carrying over. All right, same thing with the embossing folders. Great discounts. Brick and Mortar, Gingham, Hive, Into the Clouds, Let's Celebrate. Pretty Flowers, Seashells, Thanks and Hello. And then I mentioned this on the previous page with dies with the Twigs and Sprigs embossing folder and die. But 60% off of like $7.50 is a lot. I'm not doing the math live. All right, and again, all of the host products, those will retire as well. And that is the scoop. How's that? All right. We're going to jump into questions, I think. How's that? Okay. Got some good ones lined up. All right, stick with me. Let me queue up the question. Should I use Q? Is that good?
Yeah,
yes.
your brother's online, by the way.
Aw, my brother Greg is here. Hey, Gregors. Long time no talk, right? We will not have the Stamparatus, Teresa. The Stamparatus is going away and will not be part of our tools. A lot of questions about the Stamparatus, yeah. I love the new colors, Terry. Absolutely love them. Did any of my favorites retire? Let me just flip through those really quickly. Honestly, no, if I'm being honest. Surprisingly, looking at these colors, I'm not surprised, only because I haven't used these colors in a long time. Mint Macaron and Bermuda Bay, I'm a little bit disappointed, but as soon as I saw the new colors coming in, I was like, nah, I'm ready for new stuff. So yeah, great question. And I'm super excited about Fresh Freesia going into the core colors, because that is one that I gravitate towards all the time. Oh, Virginia, thank you so much. We're hanging in there. We are, every time I have fun memories and things that I want to share about Dad, I quickly jot it down in my phone. I was having a hard time going to sleep last night. All these fun and funny and memorable memories popped into my mind. I'm like, oh, I got to write those down. We're going to celebrate my dad's life April 29th up in Chagrin Falls, Ohio. So I'm just, as memories pop into my mind, sharing them with the kids and Brian and writing them down so I don't forget them when we want to celebrate Dad's life. I'm hanging in there. I've been busy with estate type stuff. That's been a frustrating but also good distraction, kind of that weird juxtaposition. But we're doing well. Thank you for asking. Oh, my new favorite color. Let's see. I'm looking at the list of colors right now. I think right off the bat, it's going to be Azure Afternoon, which is a beautiful blue. Right now, that's my gut for my favorite. Now, once I start playing with them, that favorite often changes. So yeah, Azure Afternoon is beautiful. So great question. But ask me again in a couple of months and it'll be a different answer. I love them. Seeing them all together Sarah Douglas did a live stream for demonstrators about an hour before the new catalog posted, and they showed all the color families together, and they just are such a great balance of really the rainbow. I mean, with the exception of the neutrals, although the neutrals has a couple of colors, like I think Misty Moonlight is actually going to be in with the neutrals. And if you remember, we've got Night of Navy in neutrals as well. Just, they look so fantastic together. Stampin' Up! Color is, they just know, they know color, and it's one of the things they are best at. And then the coordination of those colors. So they're beautiful. I'm really excited to, well, as demonstrators, we get to pre-order starting on April 4th. So I will have those cardstocks in my hands fairly quickly. And I can't wait to share them with you. Beautiful, beautiful. How will the color shares work? Great question, Lee. I will definitely be doing In Color Club for sure, and I am considering doing something similar to In Color Club, but for the new colors that are coming. So I just need to sit down and kind of brainstorm and think through that, but I think that would be kind of a fun way for you guys to build your collections for the new colors, especially with a color refresh. So definitely the 5 new In Colors, but then I'll likely do something separate but additional. I mean, you wouldn't have to do both. That didn't come out right. But something separate and similar, I think is what I was trying to say, for the 11 new colors, okay? Now there's 16 technically, but 5 of those will be the In Colors and part of the In Color Club. Great question, Nyoka. How did I get started in stamping? Let's see. Going back to 2010, I had a career change, a pretty significant career change. I was a forensic accountant traveling Monday through Friday, working kind of crazy hours. And then I switched careers as we sort of prepared to start a family. And I have found myself with all this time on my hands. Not all this time, but I wasn't traveling anymore. And I wanted to pick up some type of a hobby. One of the things that I wished I had done more of was sending Happy Mail to family and friends. And so I sort of merged that wish with the hobby of card making and started dabbling. I think I bought a Cricut, and I mean, I fell hard and fast for paper crafting. Started with card making and fell in love with heat embossing. And doing research, I've shared this story before, but doing research, I found that Stampin' Up! Had this tool called the Embossing Buddy, and it was one of the best tools for heat embossing. So that is all I ordered from Stampin' Up! As a customer. That's the only thing I've ever bought as a customer. And with that purchase, my demonstrator in Chicago, hi Tina, she sent me a catalog, and the rest is history. So I did get started in stamping, really sort of stepped into it, falling in love with heat embossing, and then finding the Embossing Buddy, and as I said, the rest is history. But yeah, that was back in 2010. Oh, what's your favorite item retiring? Ooh, that's a good question. I don't want to be boring and say that it's the layering circles. I think you're asking maybe the thing I'm most sad about retiring, like my favorite product, probably would be the layering circles, because I use those a lot. Now, there's no reason for me not to continue to use them, but I don't like using products that you guys can't also get your hands on. So I'll save that for maybe my perma stash, is what I call it. What is something else that I'm sad that is retiring? That is a great question. That's a tough one to answer because I'm just digesting what's staying and what's going. But definitely the layering circles, I'm upset about that. Not upset, that's not the right word. I'm sad about that. I'm also sad about the pearls. Although it occurs to me I don't use the pearls very often, do I? Brian's looking at me like, why are you sad about the pearls? You don't use them. Do you know if any of the online essentials are going to retire? The online exclusives, Teresa, I don't know the answer to that. So I believe that that's going to be dependent on popularity. And you can technically tell when products are going to be returning, or will be, I should say, restocked. Because if you still see them in the online store, but they just say currently unavailable, they will be brought back in stock. So the Irresistible Blooms is one of those examples. And I think it's going to be just based on how popular they continue to be. It does allow Stampin' Up! To be a little bit more nimble with inventory as far as making decisions on whether they'll replenish something or not because it's not in a publication. So there's really no rhyme or reason to or timeline for when those things will retire, but it'll just be based on probably primarily popularity. Let's see. I saw the Clover Punch was on the last chance list. Yes, so Lee, that product, I believe Stampin' Up! Had probably already decided that it wasn't going to be carrying over past the mini catalog, and it sold out so fast they didn't have enough time to replenish the stock before the end of the catalog sales period. So a perfect example is the Easter Bunny Punch. That is coming back in stock, but it isn't coming until May 15th, which is after the end of the mini catalog sales period, but that punch is going to be in the annual catalog. So that's why we're seeing that one come back and why the Lucky Clover Punch did not come back. So I'm bummed about that. Oh, Sue, you're so sweet. That's so far away. No. Are you thinking yet about what your $1 Million Achiever stamp set might be? How many downlines do you have, and do you meet regularly? I have a pretty fantastic downline of people. We're over 100, and we do meet regularly. I do weekly team chats with them in our Facebook group, and we're going to be starting to do some stamp-alongs with the team as well on Zoom. So I haven't thought about what my $1 Million stamp set will be yet. But I will start to think about that. We shall see. It'll be a few years. Let's see. I like the old trimmer better. I do like the blades better on this one, but I still like the old one better. Which one do you like better? Personally, I like the new one better. The only thing I miss about the old one is the compartments underneath, the little organization that it came with. But other than that, I love the new trimmer. I use it all the time, and the blades are fantastic. So I don't know. Maybe it's because I work with it so much. Gregors, you're going to make me cry. How did I get so lucky to have you as a sister? How did I get so lucky to have you as a brother? Because boy, we would not have been able to do the last few weeks without each other. So I'm the lucky one. Thank you. Gregors, love you. All right. When do the sale prices go into effect? That will be 12 o'clock a.m. Mountain Time, April 4th, okay? So when you wake up in the morning, April 4th, those discounted prices should be reflected, okay? So set yourself a reminder for that. I am the oldest. Right now, we're technically 4 years apart. Not really. He was born in June. I was born in March. So yeah, I'm 3 years and 3 months older, I believe, if I'm doing the math right. So yeah, older and wiser. Just kidding. Or am I kidding? Oh. Why did Stampin' Up! Quit making their own black ink pad? That is a good question, K3 of 5Ks. I love that handle. I don't remember if we knew why. My guess is they couldn't get the formula quite right, and so they decided to work with other ink pad companies to do that. But that's a good question. I can't remember why they stopped doing the ink pad. I think it had to do with the ink formula, and they just couldn't get it right. So let's see. I think so, Jenna. I'm thinking about it. So again, I just saw the catalog for the first time today at 3 p.m. Eastern time. I was multitasking because I was on a Zoom call for about 5 hours today. So I need to go through it with a fresh set of eyes and figure out if I'll offer something similar to In Color Club for the new colors. But yes, thank you. You guys are fantastic with those ideas. So thanks. Keep them coming. Julie's the oldest. Yep. Oh, my favorite stamp set from the new catalog? Ooh, I can't answer that one yet, Jenna, because I need to study it. I was literally like flipping really quick through the PDF, just trying to see. The first thing I jumped to is the tools section because I'm such a tools geek, to see what we've got going on, and then I kind of go back to the front of the catalog and look at stamp sets. There were a couple that popped out in my mind, but I won't remember the names of them. With our teams, we're going to be doing a catalog flip on Friday night, so I'm excited to share what our favorites are. The two colors saddest about losing, what did I say? Bermuda Bay and Mint Macaron. I love the blue. Purples are my jam. I'm actually not sad about Rich Razzleberry. because once we got Blackberry Bliss, once that returned, that Blackberry Bliss is my favorite over Rich Razzleberry. But yeah, purples are my jam, and then blues are kind of my second favorite. So yeah, Bermuda Bay and Mint Macaron, I think I'm a little sad, but we've got some beautiful blues coming back, so. I have not yet, Faye. That is on my to-do list. I got sidetracked this week, but yes, it is coming. Thank you for asking. Yes, the sunflower dies are retiring. I love your handle. Blinger Dinger Paper Crafting with Terry. I love it. Thanks for joining us tonight. The Stamparatus, I'm guessing it was a low seller, so that's why I think it's retiring. Let's see. If the stamps and the dies are 60% off, does that mean they are retiring? Yes, Cindy. They won't be discounting products that are carrying over. So yes, if it's discounted, it's definitely retiring. If you are a demonstrator, I will say, if you looked at the last chance list today, there's quite a few that indicate that the products are carrying over, but the bundle is not. There's a whole bunch of them that have those asterisks, and I think those are incorrect. So if that might be why you're asking that question. So if the stamps and dies are 60% off, even though they're indicating that there's stuff carrying over, I think that's a mistake on the last chance list, so I will clarify that with demonstrator support, but yes. Ooh, other than paper crafting, do you have any other craft or habit that you enjoy? Do you know what I'm gonna say? Video games. I love playing anything Super Mario or Zelda. Those are my two jams. So the kids and I, we got a couple of new games over Christmas break, Super Mario Odyssey and Super Mario 3D World. Love playing those video games. So yeah, that's a habit, I think. I do love playing video games. And Zelda the new Zelda is launching on May 12th. I've already pre-ordered that for the Nintendo Switch. So me and the kids are excited to play that game. Great question. And then other than that, I do love to geek out a little bit with technology. That's sort of my other passion. So I do use a lot of automation in my business, and I love geeking out at automating things. So yeah, that's kind of, while it's for my business, it's also a passion of mine as well. So any opportunity to figure out some automations, I love problem solving. So that might be part of why I like video games too. Do you do more than one card per set? We see one and usually no more. It depends, Donna. Lately, my time has been limited, and so I typically may only make one sample with a stamp set. Oftentimes, I'll make multiple cards kind of behind the scenes that may not make it to my blog using that stamp set. But I also like to I have a little bit of full set syndrome where I like to have not everything, but I like to have a lot from the catalog, and I have to keep reminding myself there's only so many hours in the day and so many weeks in the catalog period, and you know how that goes. If Misty Moonlight paper is coming back, will the matching stamp pad return also? Yes, Vicki. So we will see that the cardstock, the ink pad, the ink refills, if there are Stampin' Blends in that color, and the Stampin' Write marker, all of those coordinating colors, yes, they will be available with the new colors. Again, the only caveat is there may be some colors, I don't know off the top of my head, that might not have Stampin' Blends to go with them, because they do try, if there's two colors that are pretty similar, they'll usually just pick one of those colors to have in Stampin' Blends, but that would be the only product that might not be available in those colors, but you'll be able to see that in the catalog. When something retires, is it available until all sold, or is it gone when the new catalog comes out? That's a great question, Christina. It will go away. It either will sell out before the end of the catalog sales period, or it may not sell out. They will remove it from the store, but then we might, in the future, see it come back on the clearance rack. So sometimes we see retired products. We've got a few that are on the clearance rack right now that are retired from past catalogs, but they still had stock in the warehouse and they brought them back at a deep discount on the clearance rack. Great question. Yes, I believe Forever Fern is going. It's such a great stamp set, isn't it? Yes, that one is retiring. Redonkulous is quite possibly the best vocab word ever. I agree. It's fun to say. Are paper and ink prices going up? I think so, Barbara, but I didn't actually check those prices in the new catalog. I'm pretty sure that that was on the list of products that will have an increase in price. Punches, I can't remember if dyes are getting an increased price as well. As we all know, prices are going up everywhere. So Stampin' Up! Tries really hard to push that off for as long as possible, but sometimes it's a necessary thing to do. So we will see some increased prices. But yeah, I think cardstock and ink were on that list. As a demonstrator, where do we go to see the new catalog? So Kimberly, you're going to log into the demonstrator website. And that website, if you don't know it, is my.stampinup.com. Again, this is for demonstrators. You're welcome to go to that website, but there will be a password. You'll need a password in your demonstrator ID. But on the demonstrator site, you'll find it underneath Happening Now Catalogs. And there you will see the PDF of the annual catalog. Again, this is a perk for demonstrators now until May 4th when it's available for customers. So if you can't wait till then, I'd love to have you join Stampin' Up! And purchase the starter kit, and then you get access to the new catalog and all the resources we've got. You can also see additional details underneath Happening Now current promotions, and there is a tile specifically for the 2023 to 2024 annual catalog with some additional resources as well, Kimberly. If prices are going up, does that begin May 4th, or does that include anything in April? The only prices in April that are in effect are on the online the only increased prices that are in effect are in the online exclusive products. Some of those products, like the punches, you'll notice are the increase in price. But as far as everything else, so products that are currently in the mini or annual catalog that will be carrying over and will be experiencing a price increase, that price increase, I believe, will not be in effect until May 4th. But I might need to double check that. The prices haven't gone up yet, I should say that. I don't know the answer to that, K3 of 5Ks. How much will the price increase be for stamp pads and ink refills? I didn't check that yet, but I will definitely look for that. Not a question, but a hint. I noticed that several French versions are discounted at a higher rate. So if you like the artwork and can use other sentiments, you get a great deal. That is a great suggestion, Edie. Thank you. What she's saying, we have a lot of French stamp sets that have higher discounts. So if you like images that are in that stamp set, by all means, grab a great deal with the French version. Great suggestion. What is the code for the Stamparatus? Let's see. Always don't turn to the right page. Oh, Stamparatus. Oh, here we go. All right, the item number for the Stamparatus is 146276. Okay, 146276. Or you can always go to the online store and in the search box type in Stamparatus and that will populate. I believe, yes, Elizabeth, I didn't mark that as retired, so I do believe Shimmery White is staying. Any idea what will take the place of the Stamparatus? I do not have any idea. Now, one of the things with that, I know it's always sad to see a beloved tool go away, but that doesn't mean that you can't snag one if you don't already have one before it retires, or that you can't use another stamp positioning tool, because I think they are like the bomb.com. Their stamp positioning tools are amazing. There's many that are on the market as well. I was hoping that we might see the Stamp-A-Majig coming back, but it doesn't look like that's in the new annual catalog. So yeah, I mean, there's lots of options on the market. It just wouldn't be something that you'd order from Stampin' Up, unless maybe some point in the future, maybe we'll see a stamp positioning tool. I don't know anything. I don't have any inside scoop on that, Virginia, so I'm not sure. I hope we see something in the future, but you never know. Yeah, great questions about the Stamparatus. Right now, I'm not aware of them replacing it with a different stamp positioner. Let's see. You can actually order the Stamparatus now, Lydia. It's available in the online store. It's $49. There we go. The Stamparatus. The autocorrect gets you every time, especially with Stamparatus. My phone's like, what? Although I think now my phone knows the Stamparatus because I've typed it enough. So Jane, In Color Club is essentially a monthly club that I offer when there are 5 new in colors, and it is a monthly, basically like a monthly subscription for 5 months, and each month you get all of the coordinating products in a particular color. Usually I throw in like an extra free gift of coordinating product that comes in each month. You also get a hand-stamped card from me that's made in that month's in color. So it's a fun little Happy Mail package to help grow your in color stash over a period of 5 months. It's lots of fun to do. So I'll have more information about that coming in the next few weeks. Are there any ink colors that have been around since the beginning and have never gone away? That is a good question. I haven't been with Stampin' Up! For the long haul. I mean, I've been with Stampin' Up! Since 2010. I think colors like Real Red and Old Olive, I think those have been originals. I'm not positive on those, though. Somebody in the chat has probably been a demonstrator much longer than me. They might have already answered that question for you. But I think Real Red's a staple. Crumb Cake's been around for a while. It used to be called Craft before they named it Crumb Cake. So yeah, definitely Real Red is one of the ones that's been around the longest. Any remaining Stamparatus leftover will be available with online items. Good, that's a good point. I think I did read that today. So if there's any Stamparatus products left over after May 3rd, they'll be in the online exclusives until they sell out. Is Stampin' Up! Bringing back a pastel pink with Blushing Bride retiring? Yes, Mommy Roo. Personally, I think it's better than Blushing Bride. To me, Blushing Bride was a little bit dusty and grayish. But we are going to have the color Bubble Bath, which is a beautiful pale pink. It is a little bit reminiscent of Pirouette Pink, I think. I didn't see those two compared together. I know Rachel Tessman always does a great color comparison on her live stream. So I'm sure that that's upcoming from her. She does a fantastic job. Check her out. But yes, Bubble Bath is a beautiful pale pink. It's just like what it sounds. I'm excited about that. That's kind of what's replacing Blushing Bride. Oh, good question, Virginia, for Greg. Greg, if you saw that question, I can answer this for him. Did Greg already answer? His creative outlet.
Yeah,
Did he say cars? What else did he say?
I'm a car guy.
He is totally a car guy.
And then went on to say which car he's doing.
Oh my gosh, I don't know how many cars he has. One of them is my dad's car. So Greg and I, here's one of the things I love about my brother. Obviously, this has been a really difficult time for he and I, but we've always been in agreement. There's been no, what am I trying to say? No disagreements or anything on how we're splitting up Dad's small estate to sort of take care of things. So of course Greg got Dad's car, right? But yeah, he's a total car guy. And when I have car questions, well, I have to pick if I go to you or Greg. So Brian used to do auto body work on cars. Greg's more into the guts and mechanics of the car. So yeah, I have two great guys in my life that I can ask car questions. Not like I have a lot of car questions, but you know. Will you have a printout of the retiring items? I will, Cindy. I usually like to take, I do a lot of work with it. For some reason, it just helps me wrap my head around it. So I'm going to be working on that tomorrow. That's my to-do for tomorrow. And then I will be sure to share that on my blog at thepaperpixie.com. You'll be able to download it. Usually I provide it, Stampin' Up! Gives it to us in both PDF and Excel. I usually like to kind of clean it up because it's really overwhelming the way Stampin' Up! Provides it to us because they give us all SKUs that are retiring, and I try to simplify it a little bit to kind of cut through the noise. but I'll offer it in both a PDF and an Excel spreadsheet. So if you want to just print it or if you want to sort it any different way, that will be on my blog at thepaperpixie.com in the next few days. Ooh, what product would you suggest to Stampin' Up! To add to their catalog? I have not tried playing with this, but I am always intrigued by crafters using sort of distress inks or oxide inks. I would love to see us add something like that with our colors. Just kind of some fun different ink mediums to work with. That's kind of what's been top of mind for me. I'd love to see a couple of other different ink products that we can use in our core colors because they're just gorgeous. All the markers are being updated, Katrina, so they're all going to get a new barrel and new marker tip. So the finer tip is going to be like a felt tip as opposed to kind of the pen tip that we have right now. So they're all being updated. So you will see on the last chance list, all the markers are listed, and that's because they're getting reconfigured, and obviously colors are getting updated as well. So the last chance list, especially for the annual catalog, is really long. Don't be afraid of that. That happens when we've got a color refresh, but it's good stuff. It's all good stuff. On the black ink pad, didn't the ink smear on Whisper White? I think that was part of the problem, Mary, now that you say that I'm recollecting that. We were having a hard time with it drying. That's right. So it had to do with the ink formula. They just weren't happy with it. And I appreciate that when it doesn't meet their quality standards, they pull it. So I very much appreciate that. Will the retiring paper colors go on sale? Probably not, Vicki. Usually, especially each year as the in colors are outgoing, those sell out really, really fast. I do know that there are some things already on the low inventory list, and I haven't checked today, but once the news is out of colors that are retiring, those will sell out, and they don't typically discount the ink products. I think the only thing they are discounting, I think, might be the in color, like the patterned 6x6. I believe those might have a discount. Yes, this is the May 2022 to April 2023 catalog. So Eloise, if you have the 2021 to 22 in your hands, that one's long since been retired. It's the 2022, May 2022 to April 2023 annual catalog. That's the one we're talking about tonight. Why did the white ink retire? Espresso stayed, but no blends for it again. Why not? Good question. You know, some of it is based on sort of not supply and demand, but the demand for the product. The skin tones Stampin' Blends, I think Stampin' Up! Probably decided that those are some great browns. They didn't need to have early espresso. That's a good question. Why did the white ink retire? I don't remember. Did we get rid of the pigment ink? I don't even remember now. But that's one of those staple ink pads that you can get from anywhere, like Amazon and such, but I can't remember. I still have my Whisper White back there, so that's why I feel like we still have it, but I'm not sure. Oh. Yes, the grid paper for the Stamparatus is retiring, Lisa. And it is not discounted, but yeah, small grid paper is retiring at $6.50. You get 50 sheets in there. And they're retiring it because they're retiring the Stamparatus, so. Even though I know I use the small grid paper. Now, one of the things I do, little sidebar for that. I actually take our grid paper and I cut it into quarters. So I have my own small pieces of stash. You get 100 sheets in our 11 by 17 grid paper, and so I cut it into fourths. This actually fits perfectly on our Stampin' Pierce mat. So it's a good kind of protective surface for that. It doesn't fit perfectly, but it's a great size for that, to keep your Stampin' Pierce mat in good shape. But yeah, I cut the 11 by 17 into, what would that end up being, 8.5 by 5.5, something like that. I don't know. I think I got your question, Jane. That might be a repeat, but I think I answered that. Thank you, Katrina. Thank you so much. You all have been incredible with your outpouring of love. We appreciate it and we feel the love. Thank you so much. Will the returning, excuse me, talking too much. Will the returning colors match the old paper and ink I have? Misty Moonlight and Pretty Peacock. Yes. The colors themselves are not changing. They do occasionally update the ink formulas. So I think if you ultimately need to replace the ink formula, you might want to also get a new ink pad and a new ink refill. But yeah, the colors are going to be the same. Oh, got it, Lindorian. Thank you so much. I think I saw your comment before. The catalogs will start going out. Jennifer, I'm actually going to be sending an email to my customers. So customers that have placed a $25 order with me in the last 6 months, which I believe is since October, you're soon going to be getting an email because you're eligible to receive the annual catalog for free from me. And so I will be sending out a request form because I want to make sure that I'm sending catalogs to those who want one and to make sure I'm sending them to the correct address. So if you're a customer of mine and you've placed a minimum $25 order with me since October, you're going to be getting an email here in the next couple of days to request your catalog. I'll be ordering them, at least the first batch of them, on Tuesday, April 4th. And so those who get their requests in the soonest will kind of be in that first batch. I do send those via first class package rate. You'll get those usually within about, 2 to 4 days since I mail them. It'll take a while for the catalogs to get to me, but you'll definitely have the catalogs in time for the catalog sales period to start on May 4th. Cardstock will increase to 10. I think it's $9.75 right now. Let's see. I'll come back to your question, Brooke. Hold on. Price increase of cardstock is 10, ink pads 9, blends 10. Great time to stock up on supplies. Yeah, that's a great suggestion as well. What do I do as a demonstrator with all of my retired products, paper and all? So a couple of different answers to that. All of the stamp sets, punches, dies, embossing folders. What am I missing? Punches, dies, embossing folders, stamps. Those I sell in my store at thepaperpixie.com. I'm getting ready to load that up here. So stay tuned for that. And then as far as embellishments and designer series paper, I typically will cut the paper down to 6x6 and kind of divvy up the embellishments, and I do mystery bags with that. So always a great deal, but you get an assortment of mystery paper and embellishments. And then oftentimes I will bundle the retired colors together with basically cardstock and any markers, ink pad, refills, etc. in a bundle as well. So I could do a couple of different things, but all of the things will be available in my store at thepaperpixie.com. Customers and team members get first dibs, and then I announce to the public. All right. I think I answered. I'm skipping through a couple of questions because I think I've already answered them. So why no espresso blend? Why are they retiring the Stamparatus? Oh, thank you, Melinda. Night of Navy, Garden Green, Old Olive, Original Inks. First red was Rocket Red. That's right. I forgot about that. That's great. Thank you. Elizabeth, I'm not sure the first half of that question are all the discounted. Maybe you've got an update of that question coming. Let's see. What blends would make espresso? This isn't going to be exactly like espresso, but this is the darkest brown we have. It's the deep blends, SU100 and SU200. Probably the SU100 would be the darkest. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's going to be the darkest browns that we've got. Yes, Ramona, they are retiring the Stamparatus. No, not the alcohol markers, Kathleen. So the Stampin' Blends are staying as they are. There's obviously going to be some new colors coming. It's the Stampin' Write markers, which are the water-based ink markers, the ones that are great for coloring direct to stamp. They're also great for watercoloring. I love doing little swatches on a clear block and picking that up with a watercolor brush. So yeah, it's the water-based Stampin' Write markers that are being reconfigured or reconstructed. With a new design. The Stampin' Blends are staying as they are. They are not putting something in place of the Stamparatus as of yet, so stay tuned for that. All right, I think I'm at the end of the questions. Did I miss anything? I don't think so. If I didn't pop your question up, it's just because I see one that just popped up because I had already answered it. Let's see. Ooh, great question, Kim. So this is one that does not have a perfect answer. It's an it depends. So she's asking, doesn't all products need to be retired for 1 full year before we can resell, or did that change? So Kim, if you're a demonstrator, double check the demonstrator policies document. There's actually a little table explaining retired merchandise and when it can be sold. So in a nutshell, if it's, and again, refer to the policy for the clarity on this, but if it's in a catalog and we've been told that it's going to retire, so for example, the last chance list is telling us the products that are retiring. As soon as that catalog that they were in retires, those products are then eligible to be sold. If it's a product that was only available, outside of a publication, those are the ones that you have to wait a full year from the last date that they were available. So we've had a couple of products. I'm trying to think. Eden's Garden was an example, but then it ended up in a catalog. So then sort of the status of that changes. I'm trying to think of another online exclusive we had. When we had the Perfect Partners promotion, a lot of those dies were not in a catalog. So we need to wait 1 full year from the last date they were available before we can sell those. So one of my best tips for that is when that product is no longer available, I take a little Post-it note and just write the last date it was available and stick it on there, because a year from me now, the version of me a year from now is not going to remember when that product is eligible to sell. So I always recommend, if you do plan to sell your retired products for things like that are out of publication products, put a little Post-it note on it so you can remember, a year from then that it's eligible to sell. But the 1 year is for out of publication products. Again, check that table in the demonstrator policies document. The officially retired products in catalogs, those are eligible to sell when that catalog sales period ends. Okay? That's the scoop, and that's the last of the questions. I was going to show you really briefly. I'm not going to stamp or decorate, but why don't we do a quick paper crafting idea that I had in my head. So let me come back here. Let me take this off. Uh-oh, hold on. I don't remember how to take that off the screen because I lost the, we're going to say hi and then take it away. There we go. All right, so I'm just going to take this is a cute little treat pouch that I've done before, but slightly different measurements, and I saw another version of it that I thought was cute. This couldn't be faster or quicker or easier, so you can decorate as you want. This is from that beautiful By the Bay Specialty Designer Series paper. It's got this beautiful iridescent specialty foil on there. So this is a non-directional paper, so I'm just going to pick one side and I'm going to score it at 1.5 from each side. Got to do a little bit of crafting. This will be super quick. And then I'm going to turn it to the other side and do 2.5 from each side. So 2.5, 2.5. So that's 1.5 from each side. Turn it a quarter turn, 2.5 from each side, okay? And you've seen me create these pouches many times before. But this is just a cute way to give a little treat. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fold and burnish on all the score lines. This doesn't even need adhesive, but you can certainly add adhesive if you want to. just can't not craft with you guys. All right, so see how we've got the score lines like so? So where we've got sort of that wider section here, I'm gonna go ahead and fold those two sides in. Okay, see how they're meeting up in the middle there? And where I've got the score line here, we're gonna do this little diagonal fold. So we're lining up that score line with this folded edge. I do like to put my fingernail there or the tip of my bone folder and meet that up. Do this really quickly here. So I've taken that score line, folded it to line up that edge. See how that's all nicely lined up there? And then that gives you that diagonal score on the inside. And you're just gonna repeat that. You do that for all 4 sides there. Again, same thing, score line to the folded edge. And this style of treat pouch is really easy to adjust for size and dimensions. You can, choose a different size to start with. You can make the size double this, doing a 12 by 12. It's just a really quick and easy way to create a treat pouch. So because we put those diagonal sides in, we can go ahead and now it's magically created this little pouch. Okay. Now, if you wanted to, you could add adhesive in this section, or you could simply, in this case, I'm just going to punch a couple of holes. Okay. And I'm going to actually do these together, so I only have to punch it twice. Now, in one of the versions that I've done before, I folded, I think it was a circle die, and folded that over the edge, and we just did a little bit of a Velcro closure, but there's so many different ways. So you could fill this with your little treat. You could do like Biscoff cookies or Ghirardelli squares. You could put probably, I think one of the treat boxes I did a roll of peppermints. Lifesavers, you'd probably have to adjust because I think Lifesavers would be wider than this is. This is 3 inches wide, but it's a great way to use your designer series paper. And again, you can kind of tuck in the sides there if you want to. And then all you're going to do is grab a ribbon. And let's see if I even have a ribbon. Oh yeah, here. I'm going to use this from the Regency Park suite. This is the bordered ribbon, the Night of Navy bordered ribbon. We're just going to run that through those hole punches. And then you can add a sentiment. The little medium daisy punch is retiring. That would be really cute for this. I think the sample that I created on my blog was, I used the white cardstock with the daisy punch, and it just was super cute. So I'm grabbing my reverse tweezers here. Since I've got nothing in here, my cardstock is a little wonky at the moment, but just showing you kind of the basics of the treat holder here. I use the reverse tweezers as sort of my third hand here. I'm just going to zhuzh. And then you've just got a super quick and easy treat holder that you can adapt depending on what size paper you start with. And I'm just going to come in and trim. I think my bow's a little wonky here. Let's make it a little shorter here. Let's see. Zhuzh, as I like to say. It's cuter with a smaller bow, I think. But I love that blue with this by the bay. I keep saying by the bay. I think I've reached my word quota today. That's what you like to say, isn't it?
No, I don't like to say that.
Oh, you don't like to say that when you've reached your word quota?
No.
I just know when you've reached it. You've been stuck with me for 20 years, haven't you? So yeah, there is just a quick and easy treat holder. And again, you can fill it with treats. I'm kind of popping it out because there's nothing in there, but it's so cute. Just a cute little treat holder. So something quick and easy. I had to show you something, but again, 1.5 from each side and 2.5 from each side on sort of the opposite side. But really cute with that By the Bay Specialty Designer Series paper. Throw a sentiment on there, throw some treats in there, and you've got something quick and easy to give as a party favor, a table favor, or just a random act of kindness. So quick and easy tonight. I couldn't not show you something tonight. Thank you so much for participating in tonight's Ask Me Anything. It was kind of fun. We'll have to do this again every few months or so. If you enjoyed tonight's Q&A, be sure to like and subscribe. That helps us here on YouTube. I will be live again with you next week at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Episode 277. That will be April 5th, and we will. I'm trying to think what else I will know about next week. The last chance discounts will be in effect next Tuesday, April 4th. I'm sure I'll have some great stuff to share with you next Wednesday. Thanks for joining me during the live broadcast. Thanks to those of you that are watching the replay. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed week. Again, thank you for all of your love, care, concern, sympathy, condolences. It means the world to us, to me and my family. Thank you, thank you. Have a wonderful and blessed week, and I will see you next week. Take good care. Bye.